So instead of me going to go tell my family, I was almost ready to kill myself because it was going to hurt. So when I finally did call my sister, my aunt, and all them, and let them know, just to hear them, cry, it's it's like I'm hurting them. So that happened.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
And I had to go back and gather myself, and just realize, wait a minute, nigga, I seen the mirror. Fuck what he's talking about. Fuck what his papers say. Fuck what everybody else is trying to say against me. I seen my mirror that came from God. So if I'm going to believe in God, why do I care what you saying? So you said what? I ain't going home? Okay, so I filed everything with the courts, district attorney, everybody.
Go ahead, 3D.
They denied me. Yeah, well, they denied me. Said I got to do the 5 years.
Hey, what it do, man? It be that, man. 3D Dev, how y'all doing? We doing great. Thank you for asking. And y'all tuning in to another random conversations. Hey, we're going to do something different today. We're going to let Jay take it away. Hey.
So, we got a very, very, very special guest with us in the building right now. For those of you guys who haven't seen the interview, which most y'all probably haven't, we got the one and only, the Dom, on the show today. Now, Dom, he recently got back with us a couple years ago. He did a long stint, away from home. And, man, I got to tell you guys, Dom is one of the smartest people I've ever met. So, me personally, I'm fucking juiced for this episode because I already know the brother, but y'all about to get to know him, you feel me? So with that being said, we're going to roll right into it.
Random. Hey, so, bro, I have a question for you, dog. So if you could be any animal, what animal would you be and what's the reason why?
I'll take that in 2 animals that I would love to be, maybe even 3. But the first one right now, just because of the question you asked me, I want to give you a good, great, articulate answer. I'm going to say the blue whale. Blue whale because, one, it's the biggest creature on this planet, which means it doesn't have any predators. It is one of the only whales that is able to go to the bottom of the ocean, which means it's seen. Oh yeah, it's seen parts of the world that nobody one else has ever seen. So it can tell you things about the planet that you wouldn't even know exist. And it lives free. Like I said, no predators because it's too big, and it's not hurting anything because it's eating like small krill, like shrimp and stuff like that. The stuff that it eats is so small compared to the size. It's like 80 feet long. 3 school buses or whatever. Yeah. So probably that one just to be at pure peace. And if I had to live on land, then I would probably be a tiger. Some people would say a lion, but a lion has a lot of...
Yeah, because most people say a lion, so I'm curious why you say a tiger.
Because a tiger's solitary. He takes care of himself, whereas a lion has to take care of a pride. And to be honest with you, if you ever put a lion and a tiger in a cage one-on-one, tiger wins every time. He outweighs a lion by at least 200 to 300 pounds, and he's like almost a foot bigger.
Damn, that's some facts I did not know. That's what's up.
Tiger is bigger, yeah. He's more ferocious. Tigers attack lions. Lions will attack an elephant if it's hell of them. A tiger will attack an elephant by himself.
Damn.
A tiger would jump in the water and attack a crocodile to take food from the crocodile in water. Lions barely get in the water.
Nah, they ain't fucking with the water.
It's a different cat.
Damn.
So when I look at the tiger, I think that's more like me.
Yeah.
Just based on I can fend for myself. I am a dominant species, and I'm going to sleep when I want, which is what a tiger and a lion basically they do. They sleep when they want because they're not walking around, in fear. Like when I used to be in prison, and dudes be like, "What's going on?" Stuff like that. I'm like, "I'm a lion in my jungle. Who are you? You a cat? You a hyena? You a vulture? You whatever you want to call yourself or how your actions are." But I lay down when I want. I don't. A lion doesn't roar to let you know he's a lion. You already know what he is. He's roaring to let other lions know where he's at. Like, hey, don't come over here. This is where I'm at. So I don't boost or go big on nobody to bully. I'm just letting other bullies know there's a bully over here. Watch when you come. Yeah. Respect my space. That's really all that.
Okay, for sure. So random. I know you shared with me, you feel me, we had a conversation and I was telling you, man, I've met different people that come out, but everybody I've ever met, you're way different. And you're like, hey, brother, what you got to understand is my time was different. My 21 years was different than the average person you're going to meet.
Yeah.
So I understand that, maybe not everything, it comes out today. Whatever you're comfortable with sharing, you feel me? But
I'm open book. I'm open book because I can share anything because I ain't sharing a lie. So I'm not worried about somebody meet me on the street. Nigga, you was lying. No, I wasn't. So I can say whatever I want because I'm saying the truth, which is my truth, but I ain't saying no lie. So I ain't worried about nobody coming back to try to detract anything that I say.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm going to take a little bit off. So when you do meet somebody that was there, they're going to add more to it. Like, he didn't say all that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I left that out on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So how was your, for the people who don't know and haven't met you, how was your 21 years different than most people?
For me, the years that I did, like most guys that go in prison, they just trying to survive, which I was initially doing. But I rose to the top, as they would call shot caller in prison or whatever. I ran the yards that I was on. And that's a whole different mentality now because I'm not a foot soldier. So when somebody's out there getting hurt, stabbed, whatever, chances are it's my decision. And I have to make sure whatever decisions I make have to be the right ones because they're going to come with consequences. I can't sit here and tell this dude to go get this dude off the yard, stab him up off the yard, and I did it on some wrong shit. Because when I go to the next place or that dude sees me or he has homeboys or whatever, hey, man, why'd you have the homie get stabbed up or why he had to get off the yard and my reasons is wrong? Now that falls back on me from wherever, So you got to make sure whatever calls you call, one, you stand by it. Two, it's the right call. Right is right, wrong is wrong. What I did when I went to prison, a lot of people changed the way they were on the streets as far as how they bang. Because we was banging. See, I got a blue 49er hat.
I did peep that.
So, I was banging when I went in. And I just stayed to the strip that I knew when I was on the streets. I was aggressive. So when I got to prison, I'm going to be aggressive. The difference is when I got to prison, I grew up fighting, hand-to-hand combat. So when you go to prison, guess what? It ain't nothing but fights. Nigga, I got this. What'd you say? So I was ready to fight all the time. Because when you go to prison, you got to draw lines. And when I say lines, I mean lines that you don't allow nobody to cross. Because the day you walk into any prison yard, think of that movie Gladiator.
Yeah.
When they would go in that big arena.
Yeah, that first scene.
That's how prison is. Because when you go to your cell, they're going to put you in a cell for 10 to 18 days, which is classification. So where they find out who you are, your paperwork and all that stuff. So you can't even go out that cell. You're just in a cell with somebody else probably going through the same thing. Yeah. Once you're able to go, then they're going to say, find out your affiliation, what you bang. You can say, oh, I don't bang. Nigga, everybody bang in prison. You ain't got a choice. Because if you say, oh, I don't bang. Okay, where you from? I'm from Sacramento. Okay, you go over there with the Sacramento car. You get over there, the blood's run that. That's 916. So they're going to be like, oh, well, over here, blood, we doing it. You're like, oh, man, I don't bang. I ain't a blood. My cousins is Crips. That's what dudes be saying. My cousins is Crips. I'm used to being around Crips. Take your ass over there with Dom at because he's with, the up north Crips. So you got to go over there and be up under him. So you're gonna be from somewhere. If you don't know where you're from, owe somebody $50, and the niggas that come roll you up, let you know where you're from. Yeah. Everybody's under somebody. Christians, Muslims. It's a gang. Because if I go beat up one Christian, guess who comes to talk to me?
They're the Christians.
And if they don't like the answers, guess what's gonna happen?
They gonna try to beat you up.
So are they a gang?
Yeah.
Okay. Muslims do it. Christians do it. They all do it. They're not, so everybody in prison is a gang by default.
Right.
And then you're also in the gang. You're also in the gang by race.
Yeah.
Because you can sit here and be a non-affiliate man of God, walk around all day holding your Bible, but if these Mexicans or these whites or Asians, whoever other race, decide to attack blacks, they're not going to run past you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He cool. He a Christian. No, it's get the black.
Yeah, you got to pick a side. So, Random, you were speaking on basically how you manage a yard, kind of directed things, or I guess
like a corporation.
Like a corporation, exactly. You feel me? We had that analogy. But one question I want to ask is for people out there, because it's one thing to run a corporation in real life. It's an entirely different thing to do that in prison. But for people, I feel like a lot of people out there have trouble just governing themselves, running their own life, getting in control of their own future and their own present. What kind of advice could you give that person? Getting to know yourself is the best thing you could ever do. Oh my God. It's the best thing man, when people say, what did you learn from prison? I did 21 years in prison. And if I had to say what was the best thing that I got out of it, it was me getting in control of this vessel, who I am, these feelings, my
my attitudes, all that. Getting into that control seat of this vehicle of who we are changes everything. Because like you hear people talk about triggers. Oh, this triggered me, or this triggered me, or this fool made me mad, and blah, blah. No, nigga, you did that. You did it. A trigger is what a trigger is. It's a mechanism that has to be pulled to make the gun go. So if you have triggers, you have a mechanism that you have to pull to make your attitude go. Now, whatever he says over there, or he did over there, or she did, whatever, you can use that as the excuse.
Yeah.
But it ain't worked in court yet. I went to prison for shooting somebody. Could I say, oh, he wore red, that's why I shot him, it triggered me? No, nigga, you shot him on your own, and you're going to pay for that for what you did. So why is it that it works in court, but it don't work in real life? No, it's the same. So you have to take responsibility. You don't have triggers. You have choices. You choose to let it bother you. Somebody said, well, one of my triggers is if somebody hit me, I'm going to tell a 5-year-old to go slap the dog and crap out you. You hitting him? Well, no, I'm going to tell your mom to slap you. You going to hit her? Well, no, then it's not a trigger. It's a choice. And you're making a conscious choice of when to enact it and when not to. Once you realize that, now you learn, okay, everything is a choice. My whole being is a choice of how I choose to act. Let's start paying attention to the things that are coming my way so I don't start making these wrong choices for no reason. And that's what you got to do.
What's up?
Go ahead. I'll go after you. Go ahead, bro.
All right, yeah. So random. What is one of your most embarrassing childhood stories, Don?
I got it, man. Yeah, I've been embarrassed a few times. One of the most embarrassing ones for me, and nobody really knew it but me, but I'd say it don't matter. It was years ago. I'm at a house party. We banged out up in there, everything cool. I used to always like work out, and I was taking creatine. My boy Will, he's like, hey man, you can't take creatine with alcohol because it's gonna give you like the runs. I'm like, I'm like, nigga, I'm the motherfucking dog. Told me about, I've been drinking since I was 2. You know, one of them.
He said, I'm the motherfucking dog.
Yeah, so we drinking and stuff. I took the creatine. We worked out, so I'm wearing a nice sweater. Girls is walking up. Oh, you been working out? They touching on the chest. I'm like, oh yeah, these old things. Yeah. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I'm sitting there. It's like we in a house party. I say it's a window. When I used to go to house parties, I like to be by the door because usually average person coming in a house party, they don't never look so much on the left. They coming in looking at the house party. Yeah, so I know what foods is coming in. Somebody tripping. I'm already heated. This nigga, pow, pow. So anyhow, sitting there by the door, I felt like I had gas. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go stand by this window. Ain't nobody knows. This little girl right here, she's dancing with me and shit. We're like, okay. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna just sit here, let a little bit, I'm sagging. I can let a little bit out, windows open.
Keeping it too real. Let's go.
Yeah, keeping, so, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I thought it was gas.
It wasn't gas.
Like water.
Ooh, bubbly.
Man, it came out like water.
Oh, shit.
Shit came out my ass like water. I could cut it off, but the damage was done. I was like, oh, by the time it came out and I realized what it was, the damage was done. So I was like, because usually you can feel like you might have to take a shit, but you can push some air around the shit. And it just, you're like, okay. I know I got something in there.
Limit's at.
Yeah, I know I got something in there, but I can let a little bit of air out to ease the pressure until I find the bathroom.
Until I get to the toilet,
No, did not work. I'm sitting there dancing. She on me, pushing it back hecka hard. I'm like, all right. I'm like, let me get a little. Whoa, woo. I stopped. Immediately stopped. She's still going hecka hard. I'm just stiff. Looking for my homie. I'm like, oh, shit. Hey. I need the keys. What's that? When we just got? I need the keys. So I had to go home, change, shower, all that. But nobody knew.
Yeah.
When I came back, cause my boy, I left him at the party. He's like, nigga, why? I said, just give me the keys. But when I came back and told them, yeah, they thought that was funny. But at the time, no.
Oh, shit.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a good one. You had me dying on that shit. Was definitely funny, man.
Yeah.
But before I start for another question for you, I want to say to the viewers, do y'all hear Dom? You feel me talking? He's giving some gems. You feel me? So y'all got to take some time to rewind, really listen to what he's talking about. Because I know I'm going backwards. Because I know I wanted to say this, but I kept it to myself, but I gotta say something because so in the beginning we asked about what animal would you be, right? And you said a whale and you said a tiger. And then one thing what caught me, what you said about the whale is like the solitude, you feel me? And the peace. Like they eat Creole and peace, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I seen about the tiger, solitude and all that. So you're someone who likes your solitude, but at the same time you like to be peaceful?
Yeah, I love peace. Man, if a day that you can just wake up Walk out like the old school Today Was a Good Day song with Ice Cube.
Damn, I didn't seen that when you.
Yeah, when you walk outside, you got your, like right now. I'm gonna show y'all these right here because it cost me $350.
They got some heat for y'all right now.
$350 for these, but when you can walk out, wear your Jordans, didn't scuff them, ain't seen nobody else wearing them with you, you feeling good, you got enough money in your pockets to do whatever you choose to do. I can go to the best hotel in Sacramento and go to sleep for a week. I'm good. Buy what I want. See a girl corner of your eye, you holler at her, she give you the number, you're like, she's like, call me tonight. That's a good day, you know.
Yeah.
Went to work, everything is good. You're gonna feel so much peace, and that's gonna probably be the only time you really get to free think. Because when you're under pressure, there is no free thinking.
Damn.
You're always under that pressure, so it's hard for a lot of people, especially like women with kids that are at home with 4 or 5 kids. I was talking to my cousin the other night, and her husband is out kicking it, gambling, doing his thing, and she's at home and she's feeling some kind of way. And I had to let her know you're feeling a sense of jealousy and resentment, and that's because he, as most men can do, we don't have to connect with kids. We love our kids, but you can actually go kick it. You don't leave the kids at home. I want to go here with the homie, watch the game, do this, do that. But not even taking into account she's at home while you're kicking it. So when do she kick it? She don't. So she's upset. Not so much that you're kicking it.
That she can't kick it.
She can't kick it. And she's
that you're not even considering.
Now you're getting it.
That she's kicking
so
it.
She's
that
not even in peace no more because she's dealing with her family, her kids, and her feelings. So she's waking up every day not in peace.
And that was the resentment you were referring
That's
to.
That's where the problem in relationships to come right there, because it's due to get up and go kick it, not realizing you left her with all the problems. You out here having fun, then you come back in. You didn't even bring her nothing.
Having hella fun.
You didn't even come in and tag her in. Hey, babe, here, take the keys. Call your friends. Go kick it. Give her 2 hours. She ain't even gonna take it. If you give your girl
not even gonna take it.
2 hours, I guarantee you she'll be back in an hour with food. Because women are caring like that. It's not that men don't care. We just don't think. So I know me. I love women. It's not that I don't care. I just sometimes don't think. So a peaceful day is when I don't have to. And I can just enjoy myself. Enjoy the day. I don't have to worry about, damn, is my girlfriend going to trip because I ain't with her? Or is the kids out? I ain't got kids.
All that shit.
All that.
So one thing you said that stuck out to me, and I agree with you, you said at the end of that peaceful day, you're actually able to free think.
Yeah.
Because if you got all this pressure built up, it's hard to think. So for me, one thing that's bothered me is I feel like people that been in prison and came home, I feel like that the rest of society always looks at them like a certain type of way, like second class or some shit like that. And me, I hate that because there's so much value, so much game, and it's like, my nigga, y'all need to embrace our peoples, you feel me? But anyways, what I'm saying, I said that to say this. I agree with you what you said about being at peace now you can finally free think. You said that during your 21 years, you really got to know and understand yourself. But in that situation, there's constant pressure.
It is.
So how can you learn to free think under pressure?
For me, I got lucky enough. Once I got into my position of power, I was in the cell by myself from 2012 to 2018. I wouldn't even accept a cellie. I was like, don't bring nobody in here. If it's not like a family member that I choose, even I had my older brother up there, blood brother. He wanted to come in the cell. No, because that's going to interrupt my peace. And right now, at that time when I was in prison, my peace was the most important thing because I was on my way trying to get out and dealing with the pressure. That's why I had gave up me running the yard. I gave it to one of my other homies. I still was, looking at the big pictures of different things, helping him out, but I wasn't running the day-to-day. And that took a lot of pressure off me. And just getting to know myself, getting to know my likes. I found out that I like musicals. Really like musicals, but I never could say that in the hood growing up. Nigga might think, oh, he gay there, and then that starts to fight right there. Not that I have problems with gay people. My cousins and stuff, they're gay. I love them all. I accept it. In the beginning, no, I didn't. I didn't let gay guys even walk the line in the prison line that I was at. I was really tripping like that. But then I realized, why am I tripping on their piece? Because I'm somewhere unsettled. If I'm mad at you and you ain't even done nothing to me, it's me. My bad. It's me. So I had to, recognize that.
Man, y'all got to hear Dom, you feel me? Because one thing that it's like, I feel like people disregard game or advice if the source isn't credible. So it's like it's a lot of young brothers out here that idolize, the music, idolize the lifestyle, and I get it. I feel y'all was one of those young brothers. But we got somebody who, you feel me, ran the motherfucking yard telling you basically to be yourself. So it's like you feel me? I'm hoping this resonates with somebody out there. Now, go ahead, 3D.
No, I ain't trying to cut you off. I'm switching up the subject. So
Please do.
All right. Oh wait.
Wrapping it up.
Oh, all right. So hold up, bro. So Jay, man, I need you to pull out your phone, dog, cause it's about to be that time, bro. So yeah, it's about to be that time, man. There you go. It's about to get a little spooky out here. So what we about to do with you, Dom? We about to play a game right now.
Okay.
And it's called Rambo Mode. Wait, hold up. It's time for Rambo Mode. So Rambo Mode, I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions, but it's gonna be like fast, and then after that we're gonna analyze you. After that, let you know how you did.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Go.
So let me know. Oh, who are you?
Dom,
Where you from?
Sacramento.
Do you love California?
Like a motherfucker.
Can you skate?
Great.
Can you moonwalk?
Better than Mike.
Can Michael Jackson beat Mike Tyson?
No.
What you eat today?
A naked drink. Naked drink.
Do you love your family?
Like a motherfucker.
Would you go to Florida?
I am going.
Can you sit on the sun?
Can I sit on the sun? Depends on whose son it is.
Who are you?
The greatest person you probably meet,
Why?
because I am solid who I am. I'm a child of God. And
Dominology. What's that?
Dominology is just a way of
Hey, you feel me? We're going to give him more time to explain domology, you feel me? But I also had the timer at 30 seconds, so you feel me?
Yeah, you was flowing too. Hey, good shit, man. Hey,
Just
what
trying.
you say about? Hey, wait. What I gotta say is, you was flowing. So you a fast thinker. You feel me? And you were able to adapt really fast. And it was like you put thought into it, but you didn't put thought into it at the same time. You feel me? It was.
But once you ask this question twice, then I can come with a whole different answer. I can think about it twice as long as I did the first time. So that's why when you said if I could sit on the sun, you asked that the first time, I said yeah. Then the second time I said, well, it depends on whose son it is. So I came with a different perspective to say it was somebody's son as opposed to the actual SUN.
Correct. Yeah, so you feel me? Out of everybody we had on the show, we haven't had too many people that can keep up with the questions and maintain high confidence. You feel me? Which, I ain't gonna lie to you, ain't shit. But for our viewers out there, you feel me? This should be a new one because, again, a lot of people fumble or they're stumbling or they're just able to keep up with the questions and not really be themselves with the questions. You feel me? So, yeah, you definitely passed. You definitely won that one. We definitely got some merch for you. I think we left the bag today.
Yeah, we definitely got you. Hey, but so what's up with the dominology, man? Speak to the people. What is dominology? We want to know, man.
Anybody that knows me would tell you I always have a philosophy on not something, everything. And I believe that 9 times out of 10 I'm right. I do research, don't get me wrong. I'll just adapt it on how I might say it. And a lot of times it's to me it's just common sense. When I pray at night, for example, everybody prays. You pray for a car, pray to win a lottery, pray this, blah, blah. Do you know what I pray for?
What?
Wisdom. That's the only thing God's going to ever give you. He already did all the other stuff. He didn't split it the oceans and all that. You think he's doing that again? Read the Bible. He said he's not. He said he's not. He said he wasn't talking to man no more. So I don't see the God that I believe in now. I don't see him as a person who's just knocking over doors, but he will give you the wisdom to open it. So pray for the wisdom for whatever your situation is, and he will give it to you. You'll wake up with a clear mind, and you'll see the vision to say, that nigga Don was right. I prayed to God and just asked for wisdom. My situation is getting better because now you've asked for that peace. You asked for that solitude and that time to think things through, to think things out. Like the way you were just asking those random questions is how life really is. We walk out that door, anything can come at us that fast, that quick, and you have to make your decision. This dude try to jack you, this girl try to get at you, this dude want to wash your windows, somebody offering you some bean pot, whatever, it's coming. Life is like that all day. A lot of people can't deal with it because they tunnel vision, they're focused on whatever they're focused on, so they're letting all this other stuff go, away. Me, I like to just shoot everything. So I keep everything out my way. Because I don't know which way I'm being led right now, but I want to make sure the way that I'm going is clear.
Damn, that's some deep shit. So you said something about the vision, right? So in our first interview,
On the mirror.
you referenced the mirror, you feel me? So with Dom, in our first interview, he said, I was a lifer, but nobody knew that because I didn't act like a lifer.
Mhm.
And you said because you saw a clear vision in your mirror. Can you bust that down for us? Can you explain that?
The mirror is basically just seeing your destiny and what God has for you. When we had talked before, me and Justin had talked before, I explained it as just close your eyes and imagine your mirror. The frame is however you want it to be. It's your mirror. Make it look how it is in your head. Then I want you to look and see that mirror, but see yourself, how you want to be, not how you are today, because some people want to be bigger, fatter, smaller, whatever. But see yourself and be real. Don't sit here and be hella fat and you see yourself with a six pack. Nigga, stop playing. You already So, but see yourself real. When you're looking at that mirror, see how you want to be dressed, see how you want to carry yourself, see how you look. Then I want you to start focusing on the things around you in that mirror. Focus on what type of job you want to have, what kind of car, what your girl, your kids look like, all that. You have to see it. And when you do see it, because you will, it takes time. When you do see it, then you realize there is nothing that's stopping you from going in that direction, because God ain't going to let you see something that you can't have. Like they say, a person can't dream about a face they ain't never seen. How you going to sit here and see yourself successful and you ain't going to never get there? Why would God allow you to see it? So when I was in prison, God showed me I was free. So why am I going to sit in here and act like a lifer who think he ain't never getting out? He didn't tell me today, but exactly. So I went from there and I used that. I had a 29 to life sentence. I did 21 years. Got out last year. Here I am. I'm free. 8 years early. So.
Hey, winning streak. Let me say this real fast. Winning streak, y'all. So what I want to wait, hold up. We rewind. I'm over here. Lost train of thought. Yo, that's crazy. It's straight with like, ooh. Hey, yo, hold up. Help me out, Jay. What's up? Say something real fast.
I got you.
I lost my train of thought, motherfucker.
Bruh, because what really, that mirror analogy, hey, I'm going to let y'all know, that mirror analogy, because if you're not going to see it, you got it back?
Yeah, I got it back. I got it back. What you said? I got it back. All right. Hey, I'm back. You know we human out here, man. We human, man. Don't judge us, y'all. We human. Hey, but what I was wanting to say was, so that's something I do like a lot when I like meditate in the morning. I visualize my future self. You feel me? I'm visualizing myself and where I'm gonna be at. You feel me? So I love what you're talking about. I feel like very important to the viewers out there to really visualize yourself. See where you're going, where you want to be at. You feel me? Like you need to have that map, that GPS. If you don't have no map, no GPS, how the fuck you gonna get there? You feel me? You need to know where you're going. You feel me? Because if you don't know where you're going, how the hell you gonna get there? You're gonna be lost. You gotta be aware so you can be. That's why I feel like I love what he's talking about, solitude and peace. Because you need that alone time to get to know yourself, to get to know who you are. Because if not, you're gonna be lost up in the mix and everything that's going on. Cause a lot of shit is going on out here. You feel me? So you need to have that solitude so you can really learn who you are, and your life can really become a heaven.
And just to touch on that, like he said, when he was locked up, he made it a point. You said from 2012, I think he said 2018, he had no cellie. And because to me, or what stuck out to me when you said that is you made peace a priority. Yeah. You feel me? When you first got in, you had a different mentality. Then, you rose through the ranks, and then running the yard was a priority. And then it evolved into peace being a priority, and you stuck with that. Mm-hmm. So one thing I want our viewers to understand is that if someone can create this type of reality in the confines of a prison, we have no excuse on the outside.
None.
No excuse. You feel me? There's no excuse. And sometimes we get caught up in trying to people please and be a brother or be a sister or be that solid partner. And I'm a solid person myself. There's a lot of situations I put myself in through on the name of loyalty. And that's why I'm knowing that, shit, you got to make yourself a priority, your peace. Whatever your priority is, make it a point. And you'll be surprised the universe will move things around in your favor to make it easier. Just like Dom seeing himself free in that mirror, seeing himself successful in that mirror. We're going to come back to the mirror in just a little bit. But, bruh, you gotta, if you could, you feel me? How did things transpire for you to get out 8 years early?
Oh, wow.
Because this where this mirror shit got deep for me when he explained it to me. So I'm just, you feel me, asking, hopefully, get y'all to, hey.
Me getting out, it was a trip. A law got passed back in 2015. It was a juvenile a youth offender bill, basically saying if you were 21 or under and you committed a crime, you'd only have to serve 25 years if you had a life sentence or whatever. And they were giving it to everybody that qualified. I qualified. So they would tell you when was your earliest release. My earliest release from back in 2015, when they gave me that, they said I'll be able to get out in 2018. That will only be 20 years. So it was like, okay, if that's how they're gonna work it, I'm not tripping. Who am I to say no? I just have to go to the parole board. So long story short, February 6th of 2019, I went to the parole board, and I was found suitable. So it says once you're found suitable, within 120 days, you're to be released. The governor got to sign off on it. The parole and Department of Corrections, all these people got to sign off on it. It happened. Everybody signed off on me to go home. 48 hours, so I had to wait 21 days. 48 hours before my release. I was supposed to go home May 22nd.
So they told him it's good. You good to go for 119 days straight. He's on his way out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
Had a parole officer come to buy the house and everything. My family bought everything. They bought a dog for me back then. Family already got because my birthday is May 27th. So I was getting out May 22nd, and Memorial Day was going to be that following week. So family were coming in from Florida, from Texas, from New York. Everybody was coming. Dom's coming home. It's been so long, blah, blah, blah. And 48 hours, on May 20th, they called me in the office, and they were like, hey, you're supposed to go home on the 22nd? I'm like, yeah. He said, yeah, it's like 23. I'm like, what? Thursday? He's like, no, 2023. They pushed it back. They want you to do 5 more years. They said they sent you to parole early. It was a mistake. So I'm just sitting there. It's this guy standing up saying this on the other side of the desk. He was nervous because he thought I was going to do something to him.
Flip out on him.
Yeah, and I had the right to, because you didn't even give me no paperwork. Y'all didn't call me. I signed my release papers that morning. That morning, 8 o'clock, went to my counselor. He says, come in here. I need you to sign these release papers so I can fax them to your parole officer because you're going home on Wednesday. This is on a Monday. He's like, you're going home Wednesday. Okay, cool. Sign it. He said, I'm waiting for one more paper to come through the computer. When it comes through, I'll just call you back down here. Just come back in an hour. Somebody's cell caught on fire, so I had to wait on the yard for like 2 hours. When I come back in, I go to that counselor's office. He's like, is that office down there open? I'm like, yeah, I just want to sign the paper so I can go. He's like, just go in that office down there and see, or wait for that counselor. He wants to talk to you. Okay, he ain't even my counselor. You are. Well, he just got something he want to say. So I'm sitting there. Somebody's in there with him. So like 20 minutes go by, the guy come out going, hey, I'm Dominic. You wanted to talk to me? He's like, oh, have a seat. And that's when he told me, you're not going home. So I'm sitting there, and to be honest with you, I don't know what to do, because it's not making no sense in my head whatsoever. I'm angry, but at the same time confused and dumbfounded, to where the old me is yelling, tip this table over, destroy. I'm ready to go out here, start a riot. I'm going to shut the whole prison down so that the warden has to come to me and say, we need you to stop, or we got to send you out this prison, because I'm going to go out here, I'm going to hurt somebody myself, and I'm going to make sure my boys hurt somebody that's worth something, to where that side ain't going to let it go for a while. Damn. That was my intentions. That's what I was thinking, because that's normally what I would have did, just out of retaliation, badass kid.
Damn, that's deep.
But what I did was I used the tools that I had been learning and getting the whole time I've been in prison, and I got control. Sat back, I got up, I walked. It was so many voices in my head. Man, I had voices telling me to kill myself, because I didn't want to call my family. I put them through so much, and they were waiting for me to come home, and then all this happens, and there's nothing I can see if I did it. Man, they caught me with some drugs, or they caught me beating somebody up, or what or not. It was none of that. Nothing. It was out of my control. Nothing I can do. So instead of me going to go tell my family, I was almost ready to kill myself, because it was going to hurt. So when I finally did call my sister, my aunt, and all them, and let them know, just to hear them, cry, it's like I'm hurting them. So that happened.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
And I had to go back and gather myself, and just realize, wait a minute, nigga, I seen the mirror. Fuck what he's talking about. Fuck what his papers say. Fuck what everybody else is trying to say against me. I seen my mirror that came from God. So if I'm going to believe in God, why do I care what you saying? So you said, what? I ain't going home? Okay, so I filed everything with the courts, district attorney, everybody.
Go ahead, 3D.
They denied me. Yeah, well, they denied me. Said I got to do the 5 years.
Oh yeah, I just got to touch on this real quick. So you feel me? Already did how many years at that point? Like 20?
It's 20 at that point.
Did 20 years. Hey, you getting out in 122 days. Boom, 118, 19 days go by. Oh yeah, by the way, you not. Go back to your cell.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, a lot of us, when we get bad news, we get to go home and maybe close our door and be by ourselves. My brother going back to the fucking yard to prison.
Yeah.
You can't go crying and sad and you feel me? Like, I want this to resonate with some of our people because we go through things and we have the pleasure and the availability to just go home and close off the world and just be in your emotions. My brother did not have that option.
I gave away most of my property. Like,
because you going to leave, so you
I'm about to
gave
leave, so
shit
I
away.
gave hella shit away. Y'all can have this. I don't care. I'm giving shit away. So she had to come back.
So it's like to regain yourself under those circumstances. Like he breathe. I ain't gonna say he breathes past it, but I just want I want y'all to really put yourself in that position and ask yourself, is that something you can do right now? Because if it's not, it's some work that got to be done. But go ahead.
Yeah.
And I got to speak on this real fast. Just like what Jay was saying, that was deep. But another thing, the way that he thinks, he understands that your reality is not your perception. You feel me? He controlled his reality. He did not let that. He could have like thought negative, like flip the table up. You feel me? Could have switched up. He's like, no, fuck that. Like he said, that mirror. I know what I seen. You feel me? I know God got my back. I know what's gonna happen. You feel me? But you can continue your story. Cause that shit was resonating with me. I feel you, bro.
Yeah. After it took like maybe 2-3 days. I ain't gonna lie. 2-3 days. I stayed in my cell. I didn't want to deal with people. Like, I would go to child. People would come to the door because everybody still thought I was leaving. Nobody knew what happened. So when people would ask, what's going on? You going home like tomorrow, right? I'm like, nah, man. You know, then I got to explain it. And you explaining it with that lump in, man, you explaining it with that lump in your throat because you want to cry. You're like,
welling up. Yeah.
You're like, Then, because the way men are, the way we operate, testosterone stops us from crying. Because when you feel yourself about to, feel that way, you get angry, and that testosterone overrides that estrogen that stops them emotions that just makes you angry. So it's like I would be telling people, and I would get heated to where I'm like, yeah, all right, because they got hella questions. Nigga, I ain't got no answers, and don't keep asking me questions because I'm about to get upset talking about it. So I told you what happened, and just go, and that's how I was. Because I'm I told you what happened, so don't ask me questions, and I don't know. And then that was in May. Did all the paperwork. Everybody denied it. The governor office.
How many appeal letters you think you sent?
Oh, I went through the proper channels. I went through the proper channels of CDC, went through the proper channels of the Department of Corrections, proper channels of Board of Parole Hearings, and the governor's office, appellate court, Supreme Court, and district court. I went through all those steps, through all those people with a letter and explaining everything, and even attached the actual law. The actual law of the youth offender 3046C states, if you are a youth offender and you are found suitable for parole, you are to be released immediately, regardless of what other terms you caught. So, which means, this is how they tried to give me a consolation prize. They call me in there and they say, well, Mr. Johnson, you have to do the 5 years, but here's the good caveat about it. I said, what? They said, you can't get no extra time. I said, so what does that mean? They said, you can go out here and beat somebody up. We can't give you extra time. You can go do whatever you want. You got you basically have a free pass in prison. That's what they told me, and they thought I was gonna go.
That don't sound like
a
favor.
Great.
Hell no.
Oh, so you just give me a rope to hang myself in prison? Because if I kill somebody, you going to charge me with that. Somebody dies on my watch, you charging me with that. You might not charge me for beating some dude, stabbing some dude, but I went heck of years right now without having to do that anyway. Why am I starting now?
Right.
Because you faggots want to, my bad, I shouldn't say that word, but because they want to see me take a step back, and that's just how I was feeling. I was angry about the situation. Like, y'all going to sit here and try to play me instead of trying to help, going with the law.
Yeah, they say, here's a rope.
Yeah, here's a rope. Yeah, nobody's gonna. Man, they'd have washed me. So I didn't fall for it. Still was upset about it. This guy named Scott Butnick. He's a movie producer. He made the Hangover movies, and he had just made that movie Just Mercy, with Jamie Foxx and all them. So they came up. You can look it up online. They came up to Folsom Prison. They were doing the promotion. So they had brought people up there, and they had a basketball game. They had brought the Sacramento Kings. They brought the owners and all them up there. And they picked like 12 inmates to sit in the chapel with a bunch of important people, basically, to do like a documentary he's shooting for ESPN. So somehow, don't know how, but my name got put on the list. And one of the officers, I guess, that put me on there, he was like, well, Johnson speaks, because they would call me to come talk to governor office people and all that, because I know how to articulate myself. I know how to talk, and I ran the education department in Folsom. So somebody put me on the list. I go in there, they tell us, all right, you guys, you're going to sit in this big circle. Everybody gets like 30 seconds, say your name, what you here for, blah, blah, blah. So we're sitting in this big old circle.
So how long you think this was after you got told you need another 5
This
years?
is December 12th.
So it's what, like 6
I'm
months
19,
later?
6 months later, December 12th of 2019, sitting in that chapel. And when I'm sitting there, everybody is taking their 30 seconds. It's 60 of us in the circle. I'm like number 55. And I'm watching. They got cameras in there. They got guys with cameras. They got the microphones over your head. It was a real production. I'm watching. I watched the Kings owner talk. I watched their coach talk, Kings players, some of the other inmates. And in my head, I'm like, 30 seconds? Man, it takes 30 minutes to say my name. What the hell? Yeah. Not me. So I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of nervous because I know me. I'm like, I can't be mediocre. I can't just do, hey, I'm Dominic. Just want to say I did 21 years and blah, blah, blah. No. So the girl, April Grayson, she was sitting next to me. She had just got out not so long ago. I just seen her, too. She brought the motorcycle up and down here.
Shout out to you, April.
Shout out April Grayson. Keep doing what you do. Love the bike. You and your girl. So I'll be seeing y'all. But so I'm sitting there. When she talks, the whole room turns and look at me because I'm next. And I'm sitting next to this assembly guy and what's his name? Les Clemens, another guy that's running for city council, and then 2 other inmates. And when the camera, everybody looks at me, the first thing I do is stand up, walk to the middle of the whole circle, and introduce myself. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Johnson, but I go by the Dom. I said this to the governors, all of them. I go by the Dom. This is who I am. The warden knows me. Pointed him out. They all know me. Director of Corrections, they all know who I am because they know my position up here. And I told them what happened. And I said, normally, what I would have did is destroyed this yard. I would have flipped this, and the warden knows I could have did it. But I didn't, because in all honesty, I didn't change to get out of prison. I changed to be a better me, whether I was in prison or not. So because they told me I still had to stay in prison does not negate my change.
God damn.
Does not negate the purpose of why I changed. So I was able to stay the same person that I changed into, even though the wrong thing happened, because it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a ploy. It wasn't a trick. It's what I did. I changed to be the better me. So when I said that, this lady, shout out Jennifer Schaefer, director of Board of Parole Hearings, she pulled me aside. She said she heard my story, took my name and number down. I didn't believe she was going to even do anything. 3 weeks later, got a letter from the governor's office. Fill out the form for the commutation. Sent it back ASAP. Didn't know if it was going to work because I sent one off. I sent 2 of them off back in 2012. Never heard nothing from them. Sent that one off. 2 weeks later, the warden, deputy warden, and associate warden called me out my cell to tell me that she called them because she's above them. And they were like, she said, be cool. Everything's in the works. They're going to work it out. Chillax.
So when she first said something, were you thinking, oh, yep, this lady finna get me out, or what was going through your mind?
Because this is how it happened. She's by the door. I'm meeting and greeting, shaking hands with everybody. This is at the end when everybody's leaving because we have to go outside, watch the game. They're trying to kick all of us out. Everybody go. Officers just on our helmet. Get out, get out, get out, as far as the inmates. So I'm just walking past people, letting them meet the person who was standing in the middle. I said, hey, Dom, just want to put a face with the name, And she says, oh, my God, thank you. I'm so glad you came. Someone give me a pen. She's looking for a pen. So she picks her purse up. I got a pen in my pocket. But I was like, I've been through this game before. People say they act like they care. If she doesn't find a pen, then I was going to pull mine out and say, here you go. But I just wanted to see. And she looked through her purse a few seconds and she found one. Then she was like, somebody give me some paper. She didn't find no paper. She went in her purse again. She pulled out a receipt from whatever store she went to. She went against the wall. She was like, what is your name? What is your number? So I gave it to her, and I was like, that kind of struck me as different because she went the extra mile to find paper. She went the extra mile to find a pen when she could have just been like, oh, yeah, just have somebody call my office or, and I'll help you out. That's what they usually would do. So when she did that, I kind of thought, maybe she is. But didn't really think nothing was going to come of it. And like I said, 2-3 weeks later, I got the letter from the governor's office, signed that, sent that back in.
Mm-hmm.
Two weeks later after that, the warden them told me, and then a month and a half after that, they said, you're going home tomorrow. And everybody that told me or denied me when I filed all that stuff from the courts, everybody that denied me, I now got letters of them having to approve my release. I got a 2-page letter from Anne-Marie Schubert, District Attorney of Sacramento. Shout out to her too. She wrote a letter on my behalf. I have no ill will towards them.
Yo, first of all, that story was beautiful. You had my attention all the way just to hear that story and seeing that you still didn't lose yourself during that. You feel me? Because a lot of people would have lost their self. Emotions would have been wild up. You stayed true to your core. You said a lot of deep stuff right there. It's like I want to rewind myself. You feel me? To take some notes down what you said. But I have a question for you though, Dom.
Yeah.
So how was that feeling when you knew that you were finally getting out and you opened that door? They opened that door and you got out. Like how'd you feel to finally be released from prison when you got out?
It was very overwhelming. A lot of emotion. You feel like crying. You feel like laughing. You feel like just running, but you're scared. You're scared. I ain't even gonna bullshit you, man. It's still scary because it was so easy to put me in. I was in the Marine Corps when I got arrested. I ain't been arrested before. So for you to just snatch me up at 21 and keep me 21 years away from my family for a guy, I shot him. But it was a self-defense case. That was proven because I got found not guilty of attempted murder, attempted manslaughter by self-defense. So the case was proven that it was self-defense.
So how they still charge you with the life?
Because they gave me a 3-year charge for shooting the dude or whatever, but they gave me a gun enhancement, 25 to life gun enhancement.
Oh, shit.
That 10-20 life law. So my case was 3 years. I got it down. I beat everything on self-defense, so I only got convicted of a case that carried 3 years. And then you add 25 to life enhancement. Damn. That is the tail wagging the dog. An enhancement is just supposed to be a few years to add to whatever you did. How is my enhancement 25 to life, but my crime is only 3 years? And
it's a self-defense.
And you guys got me the judge, when he sentenced me, said, had I the authority, I would only give you 3 years because you got attacked. You know.
Protected yourself.
It was gang stuff still, but still, it is what it was. So I got out nervous. So like I said, to this day, I'm still nervous, happy, and trying to enjoy every day because I can remember I was 21 when I got arrested. So if you take away the first 5 years of my life, that gives me 16 years of memory of being free. So 16 years of memory of being free, but I got 21 years of being in prison. I remember every single day.
Damn.
So it's almost as if I'm more of a prisoner than I am a free man.
In a number of years.
In a mental state, as far as in experience. So living with that, it's hard sometimes because sometimes like I could be, me and you, all three of us, we can go somewhere and kick it, but I'm going to feel weird. Yeah. Because I'm not going to know if what I'm saying is socially correct. I'm not going to know if I'm saying something that seems weird or if I'm coming off. I'm about to be 43 years old. Am I saying something that's just hella old? Like that nigga, hella old. I don't know. Because if we was in prison, I know. I know how to walk. I know how to move. I know what to say, when to do, So, because if we was in prison, you guys would be following me, asking me the questions. Now that we out
would
here.
Be the ones
y'all trying to learn, hey, Dom, this dude said this, what I'm supposed to do. Or he said this, or hey, whereas I'm out here now and I'm like, hey, this girl went on my inbox. What about do I just go back on? When I first got my Facebook, I put my phone number on my page, thinking that I'm talking to one of my boys. Hey, call me. My sister hit me up, boy. Take that down. You on regular, everybody can see that. I was like, well, what they gonna do? Call me? I'm not, from the old school. If you had my number, you wanted everybody to have your number. Call me. If a fool calls you talking crazy, nigga, whatever. I'll be at the corner. If you know where I'm at, hang up. I ain't got time for that. But it's a different world now. So I'm getting used to the world because, like, you go to prison and y'all homies. You come home, he got grown kids. Yeah. How do you deal? That's what it's like. All my homeboys got grown kids. Some of them didn't even have kids when I went to prison. They got 18, 17-year-old kids, and it's like, dang.
It's like a lifetime.
Nigga, I can't call you to go to Vegas. You a dad. Unless they just a deadbeat dad, like, nigga, let's go. Like, nigga, let's go. Nigga, what about the kids? She got them. Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Dude's not, so.
That disconnect.
Yeah, that disconnect.
But
So
yeah, it's something else I got to touch on. You feel me? So after he got denied, after they told him he was going to get out, got denied, so you got to do another 5-piece. He said he submitted like 8 letters.
yeah.
You feel me? And it struck me the first time, and it struck me again because so many of us got dreams, aspirations, but if you try 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you quitting. You quit. My brother done sent them letters and kept sending them, and even to the point to where they came and shot that movie, you still took that opportunity to tell your story.
Yeah.
And that ultimately is what damn near
That's what freed me.
That's what freedom.
Honest to God, if I would have just sat there, did the 30-second talk like they told us, I'm still in prison
He'd be
today.
locked up right now.
Cause
We wouldn't even have this interview.
man, that's fucked up. I'd be messed up. Nah.
So it's
Especially
like,
up in there with Corona and stuff. How they got
man,
niggas
them boys is
living in
they going
tents.
through it right now.
Tents on the ground. They like the yard that they have. Cause I had homies that was in there still that was sending me pictures and stuff, and they literally sent me pictures from inside the prison, and they had porta potties and big tents on the ground outside on the yard, and they just put guys whoever they thought had Corona in there.
Damn.
And I mean, it's windy, it's cold. There's no wall. These are tents. When I say tents, I'm talking about you hear that white, yeah, on grass that we play football
That's wet
and
and shit. Cold as shit.
yeah. Then my boy, he said they put the AstroTurf down. Mind you, they had the AstroTurf to put down 4 years ago. We had a black coach that was in the prison. He had got somebody to donate the turf to us. He had got the Aggies football coaches to have their people come up there and put it in there for free.
Damn.
And this warden said no. No. 5 years it sat up there. The only reason why they put it down was because they put them tents out there and they wanted everybody, because there's no grass, it was all mud. They wanted people to be able to stay outside. Then all they did was filter the whole prison through. They found 1 or 2 guys that actually had. That's all the prisons are. Honestly, that's all they're doing. They're not trying to prevent inmates from getting COVID. They're trying to just factor it all the way through. Let's really run its course so we can hurry and be done with it.
Damn.
That's the issue that's going on. So when you talk to guys that are in there, they'll say, "Oh yeah, they put us over here first, and there was guys in there that had COVID. And they said once they pass their quarantine, they bring them out. But you still got some of them other ones still in there with it,
So basically giving everybody COVID.
like we used to do back in the day with chickenpox. You live, you died, you died.
God damn, that's cold.
But you're not a human in prison. That's what I tell people. Check out the 13th Amendment. Read it.
Yeah, it says slavery is legal, I think, under imprisonment or something
Imprisonment.
like that.
So you're not a human, which means when they say you have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, those are your only humane rights. We don't think about it, but I was there, so I know about it. And when they say that is your only rights, believe it what it is.
Yeah.
You're not a human. So what out here you might be able to complain about, you can't complain about in there.
Indeed. Yo, I feel you. Well, I feel you, and I hear you. I'm like, well, I hear you. I ain't been locked up before, but I hear you.
Yeah, pray to God you
I feel
never
it in
do.
myself. No. One thing I will say. So, I definitely had multiple people in my families that been locked up and stuff. And one of my goals when I was like younger, when I was a kid, is to make sure that I never got locked up. You feel me? That was like one of my goals. Like, 'cause I just seen different uncles, my pops, and different people I seen get locked up. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that I be a black male that never get locked up. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
it feel good to be able to say that nigga never been locked up before. But so I have a question for you. So, Dom, if your life was a movie, what would the title be, and what's the reason why?
It would be called The Life and Times of the Dom. And just because I would call it that, because I've lived a life like that is just, it's very complex, because when people hear about my prison, that's nothing. That was just one stage. If I tell you about my childhood, you're going to be like, what? They was doing what? So it's like, I've been through a lot. It's just the gift that I have, and I attribute this to my mom, is I'm very good at making good at the worst situations that I'm in. So, because if I can be in a fantastic situation, it's almost unreal, so you're just waiting for that shoe to drop. But when you're in a bad situation, now I have something to look for. It's like, when I was a kid, I used to like getting balls of string that were just tangled up because I like to untangle it. So life for me has always somewhat been like that. I've always been through something, and I have to figure out the positive way to get through it. So that's just how it's always been for me. People see me smiling all the time and all that because that's just the way I'm walking through life. My smile is my flashlight through this darkness. So if I'm not smiling, I'm in the dark. You see me smiling? I know where I'm headed right there. I'm going right there. Oh, yeah. You need to follow me? Follow me. Yeah. You need the light? Yeah. This is a dark world. So I smile, to brighten up my way and brighten up the light for those who are in the dark place. I had to learn that fast. Working in prison, where I worked at in the education department, I worked with all women. These are small women, 5 feet 4. One of my bosses, she was, shout out to Michelle. She was only 4'10". I'll give you that 1 inch. But working with people like that, especially when I'm working with women and I'm an inmate, I was bigger. I'm 229. I was 249 in there. You have to make sure that you're presentable and that you are in a position that they accept you on, meeting you, because they're going to have their hang-ups on what they think an inmate or a prisoner is. I'm here to show you totally different. Like whatever you thought or whatever they tried to teach you before you came in this prison about inmates, no. I'm a person. I'm a man. Fuck this color, fuck these numbers. Don't let that confuse you, because that didn't raise me. That's not who I am. The raising that I did have was strong enough to get me through prison. The stuff I went through when I was with my mom, from when I was born up until 8 years old, gangs and drugs and crack and lights out, peanut butter. A jar of peanut butter was dinner sometime, but it was good because I was with my mom, so I was happy. And she made sure that no matter what our situation was, whether she was getting beat up or whatever, people getting shot in the house, it didn't matter. She made it fun. She made it good for me that at the end of it all, if I'm crying because she getting beat up by her dude, I can still laugh with her after it's over. He might have laughed and she's like, look at my eye. This dude, he can't even hit that hard. We'd laugh and stuff like that because she made it so that I was comfortable at all times.
Yeah, always made lemonade out of lemons.
Exactly. Always.
So before we wrap it up, I have one more question for you, Dom.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little fun with this one. So I'm going to give you, let's say you can pick 2 superpowers. What superpowers would you choose? And what would be your superhero name?
2 superpowers?
Mm-hmm.
The first superpower would be to hear what people are thinking. And the second power would be, and it's a bad one, but it's a good one.
Oh, let me hear this.
And what it is to be invincible, as in like never dying. There's different ways that people see. You might see it like Wolverine, you always heal. You might see it like Darien, whereas you just heal hecka fast, or like a Highlander, it just hurt, but whatever. The only reason why I say that's a bad is because you have to watch everybody you love die.
Exactly.
So I think about that part, and to hear everybody's thoughts, I can now separate bad from good. I know your intentions. I ain't got to guess it. I hear it. I can be riding down the street and hear somebody plotting to hurt people, and since I'm can't die, let's go stop it. I actually like to help people. I like people to be in harmony. I like everybody to be happy around me. I get uncomfortable if I'm around people and they ain't smiling. Like, nigga, why ain't this nigga smiling? What's up? Yeah, I went to prison, nigga. Why ain't you? Why you ain't smiling, nigga? So now I'm thinking something's up, and my alarms go off. So now I'm gonna go and try to walk up to the person. Hey, what's up? How you doing, homie? Say a joke. You still ain't laughing? Okay, he's up to something. That's just street smart. You up to something. That is street smart. Because your mind's not, whatever you're thinking about is not allowing you to enjoy the moment. Because you have something else that's more pressing engagement in your mind, which could be harming somebody, or it could be even, did I leave the oven on at home? Whatever. But whatever it is, you ain't here. And I want to know why you are here in my space.
Damn.
Because you got to start taking, as y'all being 2 young black men, take control of your space. Pure point blank. Always. Not sometimes, not every now and then. Start today. Take control of your space. Because had I taken control of my space, I wouldn't have went to prison, because I allowed somebody else to do something that got something started. And had I been in control of my circle and my spaces at all times, it wouldn't even been in my space.
I got a question for you, Don. This is for the viewers too. So what if like a young black male and viewers that's listening to how do we take control of our space?
listening to your inner voice, listening to yourself. It's hard to do it because for years you might have, let's just say in the beginning you were 6 years old, you wanted to be like Hulk Hogan. And then from there you wanted to be like Lil Wayne. Then from there you wanted to be like Drake, or you wanted to be like some Warren Buffett billionaire. The whole time you ain't wanted to be like yourself. Find out who you are. Research yourself. Go find out what you do and don't like for real. Not like just what you were conditioned to not like or like, but find out what it is you really do and don't like. Find out what really makes you tick. Find out what makes you laugh, what makes you feel good. And then start doing that with the people you're around. Like, for example, if you had a friend, hold your hand up, how many friends you got? Each finger represents a hand. I mean, each friend represents a finger. So how many friends would you have?
That'd be 10.
10. Okay, now if I sat here and said, how many friends would you cut off a finger for their life? How many fingers you got up?
Cut off a finger for him?
Yeah, if I said, okay, this is your friend, to save his life, I need a finger. So how many? Because his fingers are dropping.
Yeah, my fingers definitely dropping too.
They're going to drop. That's the thing. They're going to drop.
It's going to drop. It's probably
You might just end up with one.
Dude,
So you'll lose 6 fingers for 6 friends, not family.
Oh, you talk about lose your fingers?
Lose your finger.
I got
No
4
family not included.
I got 4
no,
friends I can think of right now that I for sure lose fingers for.
You lose a finger for.
Actually, you know what? 5. So this hand ain't got no fingers on it. At least off the top of my head, 5 for sure.
Then that's your circle. You don't need nobody else. Like me, outside of my actual family, who would I lose a finger for? Like, they came in here with a butcher knife and had him with the finger. I was like, you know, that's how you gonna be. You gonna be like, you know, it's you might have one dude or you like, man, that nigga owed me $20. I told him to give me that 20 last week, and we was at the club. He bought 2 drinks for that broad. He didn't even go home with her, man. Nah, I ain't losing the finger for that dude. You can take the fingernail. Talking about the tip, you want the whole finger. Nah. So you know things start changing. Like for example, my best friend Carlton, I give a finger. Period. No negotiating. We've been best friends since 3rd grade. He been with me through thick and thin, through the prison, through everything. So he get a finger. Everybody else that ain't blood related, you can pay me. It's negotiable. But right now, no. And everybody else that's outside of family or whatever that are friends, it's not to say that they're not good friends or I don't have a good relationship with them or whatever, but there is my space. And I know that within them, there is a line or there is something that I've seen that revealed itself that I accept. If you see me and police coming here and they just asking questions, but I accidentally tell on you on something. Well, yeah, Justin got some weed in his pocket. You're like, damn, bro, what that? But nothing comes of it. I showed you who I was.
I ain't never gonna forget it.
Don't you ever forget it. Because if I would do it small, I would do it big. Get me out your circle.
Period. It's one thing I always tell people, and I'm so on characteristics because characteristics are constant. Once you, like you said, when someone show you who they are, they do it small, they're gonna do it big. Period. So stop lying to yourself with people that are around you, showing you their true colors, and you say, oh, no, it's just Tuesday, that's why. Or, oh, you feel me, he's going through something. Or, oh, his baby mama's. Nah, fuck all that. Because if somebody is really going through it, I'm not going to take that out on you. It's not going to change the way I treat people I care about and I value. And really,
I'm living proof.
The dime is living proof, you feel me? But at the end of the day, whatever your own morals and standards are to yourself is how you can be on the outside. So if you're not someone who's solid to yourself, you can never be solid to me. And one thing we said that first time I think we met, you was like, just because I'm a friend to somebody, I'm not going to expect them to be a friend back.
To me. Yeah.
Because our definitions of friendship are different.
Yeah. I just know who I am. So if I say I'm your friend, you might say it back, but I don't know. I know when I tell somebody, oh, I'm your friend, I'm your homie, don't even worry, I got you. Then they ain't got, to me, turn your back, walk off. I got you. That's that. When they say it to me, I'm more like, we'll see about that. I'm an eccentric one. But it's just because you don't know their upbringing. You don't know what, you don't know their loyalty line.
Their definition is.
Everybody got a loyalty line, you know. That's why y'all start putting fingers down. Like, oh,
Yeah, for real.
Taquan and Eric, them niggas, they owe me money. So.
For real, I'm definitely not doing both of my hands. Hell no.
I got one hand, dog.
One gone. I'm keeping
You ever
one
see
hand
me
for
with a
sure.
pinky missing? You're like, damn, they caught your friend. Yeah, they got him. Held him for ransom. I couldn't do nothing. Had to give the finger up. You know?
I feel it. Yo, so what I want to say is, Dom, I appreciate you for coming on the show. Like,
Yeah,
you was
anytime.
talking. Yeah, hey, no, we need some more dominology up on the show, man. We're gonna have you come back because we didn't get to talk about your childhood. So when you come,
Man,
you gotta
my
talk about your
childhood is way different. My childhood to me is more colorful from what I've been through than my prison. Because prison is what I did. I can tell you how to do it. I can tell you how to, honestly, I can literally tell you how to run a yard, how to get to a prison and how to start. And within 1 year, you can run that prison. I can tell you how to do it. Easy. It's not even a problem.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you got the manhood to do it. You know, because when you're at the top, it's lonely. Or as I should tell everybody, heavy is the crown. When you're sitting up there and you're in charge of stuff, you can't have friends because at any time you have to go. If you do something wrong, you have to go. So how am I going to be your friend, but also orchestrating your demise? Like, damn, he did what? He owed somebody. Damn, y'all go stab that nigga up. But this is my friend. So am I really a friend? Exactly. I should tell dudes in prison all the time, I am not your friend. My best friend is on the streets. I'll tell you his name. I'll tell you what school he at. I'll tell you all that stuff. But you guys are not my friend. I met y'all over a soup. We're only together because we need it. Pure point blank, because there's other fractions out there that would attack us if we weren't together. That's the only reason why we're together. Pure point blank. Half of us was in, like for example, when you go to a prison, Southern Mexicans, the South Sider Mexicans, they all shooting each other on the street. That's what 90% of them are in prison for shooting each other. But when they go to prison, they're together as one. So it's like, it's just the way life is. So I don't go in there. It's dudes in there, oh, it's my best friend. We've been friends for years in prison. I don't do that because I don't know you. I don't know your upbringing. Me and my best friend, like I said, 3rd grade, I know him. The guys that are in prison, I know you under this type of pressure. But let's just say you come to my house and I happen to have hella money in there and you're broke. You're hungry. My best friend is just sit there and be hungry. You guys might jack me, kill me, take it, hate on it, or whatever. I know he wouldn't. So that's why I would give him half, because he'd never ask me. He'll look at it, and I know he's hungry. He still wouldn't ask, because that's not what our friendship's about. But he knows he wouldn't have to ask, because I know him. I know what he needs. I know what he's going through, so I'm going to make sure I provide it. And he does the same for me.
Indeed.
I don't call my best friend and say, hey, man, I need this, I need that. No.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to bring Don back because we ain't even get to the advice with the ladies. You feel me? The
Oh,
domology
man,
with
y'all
the ladies.
don't know, man. Boy, I'll tell you out there, they knew me. I had business cards. When I was out, before I got arrested,
Yeah.
I'll bring one next time. I literally had gang banging business
Get the
cards.
fuck out of here. I ain't never heard no shit
Nobody
like that.
asked. They used it in my trial. Because they got all your property, so they put the cards up. It said Garden Black Riders, Big Time to Don, Lifelong Member, $1 Million Club, all this stuff on there. It's like a regular card,
Yeah,
And they
business
put
card.
and they put it up, and they were like, "He's a gang member. He's doing this, da 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 da." And I told my lawyer, I said, "Tell them to turn the cards over." And they turned over. It's like 7 cards, and they turned the cards over. But each card had like 2 or 3 different phone numbers in the back. I said, "Man, I use those cards to get phone numbers." But really, I was going viral before they had the term.
Damn.
Everybody, like, oh damn, he got business cards now. What business he got? Gang banging. But yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, we definitely gonna need you to come back on the show, man. Because this was another fire episode for another random conversations. But before we wrap it up, before I say adios to my amigos, what's up, Jay? What do you want? Talk to the people, man. Talk to the people.
Hey man, yo, the Don, bro. I'm so glad you feel me that we met, and I tell anybody you feel me I met. The 2 most impactful things that happened to me last year was my dad passing away and the interview with the motherfucking Don. And because of that that story with that mirror, I've been in my mirror and I just it's
Feel
work.
You see it? It's that door right there. If we turn these lights off, could you make it to the door?
Hell yeah.
Could I tell you that there's no room way out this room?
I'm already through the door. You feel me? Because my mirror is I'm way
That's
already
how
see
life
it.
is. You see your mirror. What can somebody tell you? You
So
see it.
that was, again, that's why anytime I talk to somebody, I encourage you to go watch the interview, you feel me, or watch this one now, you feel me, because he broke it down on here too. So for me, what I want you viewers or you anybody watching this is whatever, you know, close your eyes and imagine, you feel me, what you truly want. And that's what's in your mirror, you feel me? And like he said, if you see it in your mirror, that means it's meant for you. If it's not in your mirror, it's not meant for you. So stop playing with yourself and just go on and get it.
Go ahead and get it. What's up, Dom? I know you already been laying us with a lot of gems. Anything else you want to say to the people before we leave, man?
The most that I could say that I hope people would resonate is the power that we all have, especially our people. Not to sound racist or nothing, but I look at our people as what the Bible said, in His image and His likeness. And we all seem to have what they call free will. I just put a spin on the word of free will, as in free will. Like, you have will for free. Go ahead, it's yours, which means I can will what I want to happen for me. That is my mirror. I seen my mirror. Now I'm willing it to happen. I willed myself out of prison. I'm willing myself to go through life all through God. Don't let me put myself in front. It's all through God. He gives us the willpower. I pray to Him for wisdom and understanding that His will be done. And I use that willpower, that free will that He gave me to will the things that I need, to will the things that I want. And we are all young kings and queens in that way. And until we realize the power that we truly have, we're going to always be dark. We're going to always be in a dark space because we don't realize how great we are. If we as a people would just realize we have free will, which means we can will ourselves to greatness. Why not? Why not? Do it. So that's what I always try to tell everybody, man. Just respect the king that you are. Understand that you are in a situation where right now your kingdom is you. You are a king and your kingdom is you. How you choose to allow your kingdom to flourish is up to you. It ain't nobody else. It's up to you. Grow it. Expand your kingdom. Go out there and teach and show and conquer. That's what I did in prison. I conquered kings. If I see you and I know that you always following Him, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm going to talk to Him, and I'll make Him respect me. Why? Because then you're going to see. Exactly. Because He's your king. So I'm going to go conquer that king. And now I have two under my one. That's how I did it in prison. I'm a king conqueror. I don't need to talk to somebody that's a nobody. I'm going to go talk to whoever you think is your big homie. And I'm going to humble him in front of you. To me, like, this nigga's nothing. This is who you look up to? I'll break his face in front of you. Make him like, oh, dog, yeah. And that's how I was getting dudes. Because, yeah, an army can stop me all day. But you send one soldier, I will break his face. That's my mentality when I was locked up. So it's the same even when out here. When I'm out here, it's not really more on the violence, but it's more on being solid with myself, respecting myself, knowing what I want, and just headed for it. And if I see somebody that's doing the same thing, like Justin's doing the same thing, I'm going to talk to Justin. He's a king in his own right. He's a younger king than me, so maybe I can say something to help him. Since I've been away for so long, maybe he'll say something to help me. So all we're doing is ching, ching, ching. We're sharpening each other. Because if we combating and arguing, two swords that do that, one going to breaking or chipping and all that. But when you rub them, they sharpen each other. So we rub elbows with each other. That's what they turn. Oh, rub elbows with the homies, sharpening yourself up. Talk to somebody that's more successful than you. Because remember back in the days when you were a kid, if you had a friend that had hella toys, did he ever let you play with one? Yeah. Did he ever give you one? Yeah. Why? Because he didn't want you coming over all the time playing with his. Here, nigga, take this home. Play with some toys. So it's the same even in the dope game. If you sell dope and I'm your homie, I always come around when I ain't got no dope, what you going to end up doing? You're going to give me a sack. Why? Because you don't want to pay me. You don't want to pay for everything all the time. Get us something to eat. It wouldn't be kicking with you, but you buying all the food. You doing all that. I ain't got no money. You gonna be like, here, nigga, take this sack, nigga, go out there and get your double up, nigga, and come back when you got your shit right. Why? Because you want me to come to the level that you at. Right. Because you like the company, but you don't like the payout. Like, why I gotta pay this nigga to kick with me? Nigga, do something with yourself. So if you go around people who are already more successful than you, business owners, tycoons, millionaires, what do you think they're gonna do?
Same thing.
It's human nature.
Damn.
If they own hella businesses and you was around and they like your company, do you know what they would do?
They're going to give you a business to run or give you the game to get your business to run.
Because they want you to be at the table with them. So it's the same with the people you meet. If you talking and kicking it with a bunch of niggas that ain't got a table to even sit at, where are you going? So that's what I'm talking about. Control your company. Control your space. Don't have space. If you are the best person in your circle, it's time for you to get a new circle because you've outgrown that tank. If I got a goldfish and he gets bigger than the tank, he got to go to a bigger pond. So if I'm the best person at all my homies, I'm at the top. This ain't cool. It gets, one, it's lonely at the top. Two, I'm teaching them. Who's teaching me? So what's going to happen with my train of thought? I'm going to stagnate it.
I was going to say stunning, but same thing.
Same thing. So I got to find a bigger circle. And if I like those dudes who were in my circle, I'll bring the ones that I like.
So they can grow too.
Yo, I'm so happy that I asked you to give us one more message because I need to hear all that what you said on some real shit. I'm like, yo, I need this. I can't wait to look at this interview again because I'm taking notes now for real. You said a lot of shit that was touching my soul. But yeah, y'all, this was another fire ass episode, y'all. I know y'all heard Dom. I know y'all heard the Dominology. Don't act like y'all didn't.
It's there. It exists. You can text me, call me, or whatever. I'll give it to you all the time.
Get 'em up.
I have nothing to do but think.
Okay.
I mean, I'm working. I got a nonprofit. Pyramid Dreams is getting started. I'm going through all the proper things to get my nonprofit started. So you guys will be hearing more about Pyramid Dreams and things I do as far as mentoring to young boys in Sacramento. Then I'll branch out farther and farther.
Whenever your nonprofit organization drops and launches, man, you can come back on the show and talk about it. You feel me?
Well, yeah, and I would actually like you guys to come and talk to the boys.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
To just
Help bridge the gap.
exactly, and also just to show them younger kings. They can see me and think, this nigga hella old, but they see y'all, they can be like, he's closer to my age. But they see the path that you're on. Because the path that they're already on, because the kids that I usually get are kids that are already on the path of prison. So, and that's what I want. I want the worst that they're going to have because, like the police department stuff, they'll send me kids, and it's more like, hey, we're sending you this kid. If you can stop him, cool. If not, we're probably going to shoot him next time we see him or put him in prison. So if I can change that kid's life, his trajectory of which way he's going, because it costs the average prisoner $70,000 a year for just one prisoner. If I can change his life and stop him from going to prison, let's just say for $10,000, I think I did pretty good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm, taking the kids under my wing and talking to them, and the stuff that I have planned out for what's going to be going on. It's going to change their whole trajectory of how they see life. Because, like for example, what high school kid could you go to right now and say, "Do you know how to finance a car? Do you know how to finance a house? Do you know how to get an apartment? Do you know?" They don't know none of that. Well, I'm gonna have somebody come teach them how to do all that before they even out of the 10th grade, so that when they do graduate high school, they're prepared for life. They don't prepare nobody for life no more.
They don't.
They prepare you to look a certain way. They'll give you a piece of paper that's, you graduated high school. He's still dumb as a box of rocks. You guys didn't give him life lessons. You just gave him the standardized of what school gives. I don't give a fuck about Christopher Columbus. I don't care. What about the murder that happened on Columbus Street? I care more about that. Tell me something about how to navigate my way through that. Because you're talking about some history, unless I'm going to be a history buff trying to change it or something, it's not really that big for me. I'm not saying that they shouldn't teach it, so you don't repeat it, yet it still repeats itself, but it's just like, they don't train our kids to be ready for life. And this is, I think, you had talked about this before, and that's the same that happened with us with slavery. Just imagine being enslaved. You grow on this plantation, generation after generation, y'all grew up on this plantation. Then one day massa comes outside and say, "Get off." Everybody leave. Where do they go? It wasn't a hotel or a motel, nigga. They was on the streets. And then it was against the law for you to learn how to read. So they got laws that come out now. You can't even read a new law. So now the police are going to come and arrest you because you ain't got nowhere to go. You're loitering or either trespassing because you can't be back on master's land unless you're going to work and you don't want to be a slave. Some slaves actually stayed in slavery because of the what's that called? It's called Stockholm syndrome. When you start loving your master, oh master, what we gonna do our house? Our house, nigga, that ain't your house, it's master's house. But they get Stockholm syndrome, and they stay there because that's just the conditions they're used to. There are dudes that I ran across in prison, who I literally said, hey, if you do this or you do this, you can get out, and they're like, oh, I can't do that. And I'm talking about something as simple as this. If you go to the parole board and the parole says, if you see a crime happening at the corner of your street, will you call the police? Can you sit here and tell me face to face? Yes.
To get out of prison.
To get out of prison.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
There are dudes in prison who have been there 20, 30, 40 years. Sat here face to face with me and told me, Dom, I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it. And when they went in there to that boardroom, they got denied. You can get denied 3, 5, 7, 10, or 15. They got a number. Most of them got like 5s and 7s to where they get the chance to come back. I had my boy, this is just, hope he don't get mad. He ain't gonna do nothing. But my homie Bam. Bam is from Hoover. He is the original person who started Hoover. Big Bam. He's from Hoover, started Hoover.
Oh, sure.
Before Tookie, he started. He'd tell you. He'd show you pictures. Everybody knows him. He went to the board. They said, we need you to go get a high school diploma. He said, fuck y'all. I'm going to be a yard crew because he works on the yard crew. He said, fuck y'all. I don't need that shit. And he meant it. And it's not because, at first I looked at it like, this nigga stupid. No. He's afraid. He's been in prison like almost 40-something years. So for him, getting out right now at the old age that he's a solid dude. Don't get me wrong. You say something wrong, bam, I'm going to swing. Everybody know that. But getting out at his age and how long he's been away, nothing's the same. Hoovers ain't even really Crips no more. They're called criminals. Hoover criminals. They, so his hood's not the same. It's so much and so different, and I think he's scared to get out to the reality. Because in prison, you still big bam bottom. You still this, you still that. Officer had asked me about that when I was leaving. He was like, Dom, how is it going to be for you when you get out? Are you ready? I'm like, nigga, I'm going home. He was like, no. In here, you run everything. He said, but out there, you don't run nothing. And I didn't think about it like, okay, everybody know the Dom out there. What you talking about? Then I come home, went to Walmart. Everybody got faces covered and shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And nobody knew me. It tripped me out. I went to a biker club. They had like this big function. Didn't nobody know me. It's like 200 people in there, and I may have known 2 people. And I came with 3. And that tripped me out to be in my city with a bunch of grown dudes and girls. And I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know. It used to be back in the day when I would walk in a house party, a club, or any other function, you either knew me by saying, oh, it's my nigga Dom right there, or, hey, that's that nigga Dom right there. Yeah, I'm about to leave. This nigga be tripping. It was going to be one of those. So for me to walk into a place now, not even a whisper, maybe, every now and then a girl might be like, oh, he cute. But, you get that. But to walk in a place where a land where I once ruled, leaving the place that I was ruling to come back and be nothing. It's a hard jump. But that's just the step down to the step up. That's just going to show everybody how great I truly am, because if I went in there and conquered, came out here with nothing. So when I do, and I will conquer, everybody going to say, wow, great is he. And the movie will be called what?
Great.
Life and Times
Of the Dom.
Of the
of the Dom.
Great Life and Times of the Dom.
Life and Times.
Hey.
Good times, bad times, but it was all my life.
Respect. Y'all, man. So we're gonna wrap it up, y'all.
Yeah,
So-
sorry for talking too
No,
much.
it's all good.
I talk hella
Hey,
much.
it's all good. Hey, but we need to hear that though. You feel me? I feel like everything happened for a reason. So just shit that we need to hear all the way to the end. You feel me?
Yeah.
It might have been a gem in there that somebody's gonna watch in the future, and they didn't see it till an hour and 20 minutes in. You feel me? Like,
Oh, yeah.
damn, I'm happy that they recorded this whole. I'm happy it was this long, because I need to hear what the Dom said. You feel me? Yeah, Dom, I appreciate you, man, for real. But anyways, y'all know my slogan. I love you, but you need to love yourself, man. And what I keep saying, it's all about growth. So stay evolving. Yee.